The 72,000 auxiliary crystalline threads and 1440 main threads perfectly fused the origin crystal ball, the soul crystal ball, and the body, simulating the inside of the body as an inner universe. Normally, every stage of a martial artist's cultivation would result in a genetic evolution that would occur naturally. However, this mysterious training manual allowed the body to simulate an inner universe and slowly push the body's genetic evolution. Every time the genes evolved. This was a huge improvement in the body's strength. Hence, the genetic evolution was actually very slow and had to be done carefully. The moment one made a mistake, it would cause the body, spirit crystal and genetic crystal ball to crumble. This is simply too shocking. Bits and pieces of energy flowed along the threads and permeated the body's cells, causing them to change slightly. The 72,000 auxiliary crystal threads and 1440 main threads formed a perfect universe cycle, constantly pushing the cells to change slowly. Even though it was slow, it was still happening. The evolution of the genes would cause the entire body to undergo a complete transformation. Pai pa. Cha. LuoFeng's entire body let out a sound. This is too shocking, too beautiful. LuoFeng closed his eyes, his expression filled with excitement. It wasn't because of the evolution of his body's genes. It was because of the perfect universe cycle. The 72,000 auxiliary crystal threads, 1,440 main threads, genetic crystal ball, spirit crystal ball, body. These few aspects had actually simulated the universe cycle. LuoFeng was purely following the instructions in the manual, not understanding the mysteries behind it at all. He just followed the manual and unleashed it. However, when he felt it all, mesmerized. Incomparably mesmerized. It was almost like seeing the most beautiful thing in the world. Time continued. LuoFeng was completely mesmerized by the perfect universe cycle formed within his body, and the evolution of his genes was slowly pushed forward by the universe cycle. 1 day, 2 days, in the blink of an eye 12 days had passed. LuoFeng's entire body suddenly twitched violently. Not good. LuoFeng stared wide-eyed, his eyes bloodshot. All he could see was his skin and muscles breaking apart, his bones breaking, his entire body was instantly covered in blood. The originally perfect universe cycle within his body was also affected by his body. Without a sound, it shook and LuoFeng's entire body was instantly reduced to dust. His clothes fell to the ground, leaving behind a pile of dust. LuoFeng had already vanished. His inner world. In the air above the vast metal continent, boundless golden air currents madly gathered at the center of the air, forming a golden sphere. A large amount of golden mist energy fused into the sphere, becoming stronger and stronger. The golden ball cracked open like an egg, and a completely naked black-haired man stood in the air. It was the original Earthling after his resurrection. The secret codex is correct. LuoFeng nodded. This is a technique that pushes the evolution of the genes. It's extremely dangerous. Every single one of the 9 calamities will collapse if you're not careful. There were 2 ways to increase the safety factor. One was to have a strong body. Second, the construction of the universe cycle is more perfect. The stronger the body, the better. If it was some powerful Undyings, they would be able to revive with just a single cell. In that case, there was no danger in cultivating at all. Even if they were reduced to ashes, they could still reform and continue to cultivate. Of course, because LuoFeng had other bodies, he had the same level of safety. As for the simulation of the universe cycle in the body, although the secret manual described how to set it up, it was only a general explanation. According to the secret manual, if the universe cycle setup was really close to perfection, close to the true mystery of the universe cycle, then no matter how weak the body was, there would be no problem during cultivation. The cycle of the universe? That's unbelievable. Who was the one who created this secret technique? LuoFeng's eyes were filled with disbelief. Don't tell me he's already reached the level where he can see through the essence of the universe? The universe was extremely mysterious. Just the laws alone, there were so many. And when the universe truly revolved, many of the laws merged into one and revolved together, almost like many gears moving together. Like time and space, they couldn't be separated. Only when time and space were one could there be the most basic structure of the universe space. Hence, to fully comprehend the cycle of the universe, it was much harder than just comprehending the time and space laws. What kind of great being would be able to create such a technique that mimics the cycle of the universe to push the evolution of the genes? LuoFeng's eyes had a gleam of wisdom, just like when he was studying a math problem in school. LuoFeng was currently looking through the 72,000 auxiliary crystal threads, the 1,440 main crystal threads, the genetic crystal ball, the spirit crystal ball, the body, to observe the universe. The laws of space, the laws of time, the laws of metal, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, light, thunder and lightning. These origin laws of the universe were only a part of the operation of the universe. I simply couldn't imagine that such an abstract universe cycle could actually be simulated through the 72,000 support threads, the 1,440 main threads, the genetic energy crystal ball, the spirit crystal ball and the body. Even if it's just a part of it, it's still unbelievable. LuoFeng felt intoxicated as he looked up at the space. Intoxicated. Of course, no matter how intoxicated he was, it was only intoxication. LuoFeng hadn't even comprehended a single universe origin law, and hadn't even become an Undying. He didn't even have the right to observe the true workings of the universe. This being sure is awesome. LuoFeng could only exclaim. So, LuoFeng vanished from the internal world. Within the secret room, LuoFeng appeared naked, and the cloud contact vine that had fallen to the ground swiftly melded into his body, forming clothes again. The earth body and the golden horned beast are both flesh and blood life forms. Since the earth body failed, I'll let the golden horned beast try. LuoFeng sat crossed-legged on the ground. Within the internal world, the golden horned beast was entrenched in the vast land, almost like a huge black mountain range. The golden horned beast was different from humans. Firstly, its genetic energy crystal ball was actually the 4 horns on its forehead. From birth, it had been pouring all its genetic energy into its horns. Secondly, the original core, where its real soul was, had always been in the body of its original earthling body or the body of its Masha body. However, consciousness needed a carrier, and only with a soul crystal ball could one have consciousness. Hence, the golden horned beast had a soul crystal ball within its body, and it was exactly the same as the earth body soul crystal ball. Actually, whether it was the earth body or the golden horned beast soul crystal ball, it was exactly the same as the core. The only difference was, the core soul was connected to the internal world. The moment it crumbled, the internal world would crumble too, and LuoFeng would truly be finished. And the earth body, golden horned beast and Masha body, these 3 bodies would be finished, but the core wouldn't be affected. Let the golden horned beast try and see if it can succeed. Let's hope it doesn't fail. The earth body is only that big. Even if it fails, the energy required to form a body isn't that much. However, the golden horned beast's body is even bigger than a mountain range. The moment it crumbles to successfully form a body, the energy required would be tens of millions of times that of the human body. The human body wasn't even 2 m tall. The golden horned beast's main body was 90 kilometers long, and its tail was close to 90 kilometers long. Its height was many times taller than any mountain on Earth. Forming the earth body was a piece of cake. It could nurture the enormous golden horned beast. The energy required to form the internal world would probably delay LuoFeng's breakthrough to Sector Lord level by a few years. In the blink of an eye, a month had passed. LuoFeng opened his eyes, revealing a smile. During this month, he had been training the first part of the Nameless Manual. Of course, he only had the first part. Firstly, the earth body had failed 3 times, but its body strength had almost doubled. And the golden horned beast had been training carefully, not daring to mess around, following the earth body's training experience every time. LuoFeng, the 9th Army leader, Dylan and the others all turned to look. The gold-armored old man suddenly appeared within the control room. This was the terror of having the ability to teleport. It wasn't like moving quickly. Moving quickly wouldn't be able to break through the UNMO planet ship's defenses. However, teleportation completely ignored the tall walls. Of course, even amongst the Emperor-level Undyings, only a few had the ability to teleport. Teacher. Elder. The control room was in an uproar. LuoFeng looked at the gold-armored old man and bowed. Elder Si Fanchi, thank you for saving my life. This is what I should do. Elder Si Fanchi's eyes were filled with fatigue, smiling. That group of despicable bugs were really hard to deal with. Luckily I specialize in the universe space laws and escape. In terms of space sealing and killing, I may be weaker, but I still have some confidence in escaping. Time and time again, after being chased through thousands of galaxies, I've finally shaken off those bugs. The space laws were split into many areas. Teleportation belonged to one of the extremes. Teacher, you're injured? The armored youth Kashna stared at Elder Si Fanchi's armor and exclaimed. There were already cracks on Elder Si Fanchi's armor. I was attacked once during the chase. Elder Si Fanchi shook his head. Those despicable bugs, all of them have Undying level strength. Even though they don't have much intelligence and all listen to the Queen's control. If it was one-on-one, they would be much weaker than a true Undying. However, the moment they formed a group, they would have the same consciousness, the Queen consciousness. Alone, they can't compare to a true Undying. However, a few thousand Undying bug soldiers working together far surpasses a few thousand true Undyings working together. It's really terrifying. Within the control room of the UNMO planet ship, everyone went silent as they heard Elder Si Fanchi's words. LuoFeng couldn't help but think back to the scene that happened on the capital planet. When the Undying bug clan mother nest and its large numbers of Undying bug soldiers appeared, just the energy they casually spat out at the start, adding up to close to 10,000 Undying level energy, it caused the entire capital planet to explode. Destroying a planet is a very difficult thing to do. Even though a sector lord could destroy a life planet with one move, that was only destroying the surface of the planet itself would still exist. Even an Undying had to store up his full strength to destroy a planet. And there were simply too many Undying warriors. With all of them gathered together, casually unleashing their energy, they were able to create such a shocking effect. Just now, that move actually destroyed an area with a diameter of 10 million kilometers. LuoFeng emphasized. It's very strong. Dylan said softly, no matter how good their coordination is, 4,000s of Undyings to accurately unleash their attacks at the same time, allowing all of their attacks to converge at one point. Thousands of Undyings don't allow for any mistakes, no matter how good their coordination is, even if they do it thousands or tens of thousands of times, it's still hard to succeed. However, the moment they succeed, thousands of Undying's attacks converging at one point, the resulting space turbulence would be terrifying. It's comparable to the universe nights. Everyone nodded, their hearts still palpitating. Firstly, their consciousness is the same. Elder Si Fanchi said solemnly. Secondly, they aren't afraid of death. Thirdly, under the control of the Bug Clan Queen consciousness, the thousands of Undying warriors can unleash incredibly exquisite attacks infused with origin laws, like when they were chasing me earlier, they locked the space, making me unable to teleport at all. Teleportation was like a fish swimming in water. The space lock solidified like water instantly turning into ice. The fish naturally couldn't swim. They even know origin law attacks? The armored youth Kashna was shocked. Of course. The Ninth Army leader laughed coldly. The Bug Clan, as one of the pinnacle races comparable to us humans, their numbers can be said to be one of the most numerous races in the universe, but also one of the least. If we count those uncommanded Bug Clan warriors, then their numbers are endless. If we don't count them, there are only a few insectoid empresses who are intelligent and extremely intelligent. Even the most ordinary bug race empress is a sector lord at its peak, and can produce large numbers of sector lord bug race warriors. The Ninth Army leader said, not to mention the Undying level Bug Clan mother nest, even an Emperor level Undying might die if they aren't careful. The Zerg Queen Mother is extremely intelligent, and her consciousness and calculation ability are extremely strong. She can control countless Zerg warriors at the same time, and she can even attack accurately. How powerful is she? The bug race can be said to be one of the top few races in the universe when it comes to the use of souls. Any Queen Zerg is a master of the soul. This is also one of the reasons why it is so difficult to control a Queen Zerg with the soul. The Ninth Army leader laughed coldly. Furthermore, if any one of the apex existences of the insectoid race were to come here, they could easily invade our souls and control us all. None of us would be able to escape. The armored youth Kashna blinked. So powerful? The others glanced at him, even the other 7 official level Undyings felt embarrassed. LuoFeng too glanced at Kashna, not saying a word. The strength of the bug race in the golden horned beast's inherited memories, there was a huge amount of information about the bug race, as there was simply too much information, LuoFeng only understood the basics. However, even so, it was enough to make LuoFeng feel shock and shock. Bug race. Even the golden horned beast race feared and didn't dare mess with a race, especially in the core regions of the bug race, those endless bug sea tactics would cause any warrior to lose confidence. Why would the Bug Clan mother nest come over? Why would she dare to come over? LuoFeng creased his eyebrows. Aren't they afraid of the human warriors going over and destroying the Bug Clan mother nest? The powerful beings of the Virtual Universe Company can use their god countries to quickly rush over and chase after the mother nest. If the mother nest uses the god country to teleport over, they can use the chance to confirm the mother's god country. The moment it is confirmed, the mother will definitely die. Your Majesty. The gold-armored old man's voice was like steel clashing. Yao Hai and Jeffries, since they were soul-controlled, maybe they were controlled by the Undying level mother from before. The moment Yao Hai and Jeffries died, the mother would immediately know, hence she immediately led her elites to teleport over from her god country, to exact revenge. As for why they dare? I'm guessing that the mother didn't teleport over from her own god country, but from the god country of an Undying she controlled. That way, even if she were to be chased by the absolute beings of the human race, she could still sit in the mother nest and lead her warriors to swiftly teleport away. The coordinates confirmed by the humans are merely the coordinates of an Undying she controlled, it doesn't pose a threat to her. With the Undying's god country as a springboard, she can very safely and swiftly escape to the core regions of the bug race. The powerful beings of the human race naturally wouldn't dare to enter. LuoFeng nodded as he heard, asking curiously, don't tell me it's not a threat? That we humans will just let it kill us like that? Of course there's danger. The gold-armored old man smiled. The powerful beings of the human race will leave their coordinates at countless locations in the human territories. The moment a huge threat like the mother nest appears, the powerful beings will immediately teleport over from their god countries. With overwhelming strength they'll kill the mother nest. Of course. There's a certain level of difficulty in killing it, however even if we can't kill the mother, killing large amounts of Undying warriors is still a certainty. After all, to create Undying warriors isn't easy either. The gold-armored old man shook his head and smiled. That mother nest brought a large amount of her resources with her. After a while, the atmosphere within the control room relaxed a little. The Undying level mother nest was a high-level threat. LuoFeng and the others didn't want to talk much about it. After all, against such an existence, only Emperor-level Undyings would have the ability to struggle. Ninth Army Leader, how are the casualties? LuoFeng looked at the Ninth Army Leader. I'm currently using the Virtual Universe Network to communicate with the Undyings controlling the other 30 interstellar battleships. The Ninth Army Leader was obviously dispirited, his voice hoarse. Right now the situation isn't completely confirmed. Please wait for a moment, Envoy LuoFeng. I'm communicating with the Undyings. Very quickly we'll gather the information and I'll describe it to you. After which, the Ninth Army Leader closed his eyes. After a while, the Ninth Army Leader opened his eyes. How is it? LuoFeng asked. Our losses are huge. The Ninth Army Leader's expression was ashen. At the start, the Mother Nest and her Undying army teleported over from their god countries, wantonly releasing energy, causing the capital planet to explode, immediately killing the large amounts of universe-level warriors, domain lord warriors and even a few sector lords who were on a mission. LuoFeng was silent. That explosion, not only did large amounts of soldiers die, even the countless innocent civilians on the capital planet all died. Over 10 billion people died just like that. After which the Mother Nest's Bug Clan army attacked together, causing space storms and explosions within the physical space, Everything within a diameter of 10 million kilometers was reduced to ashes. Even the few sector lords that survived the first wave of attacks, at least those outside the ships, they all died without a doubt in this wave. The Ninth Army leader said. Even if they were in the interstellar battleships from the start, or the universe warriors who reacted quickly enough to escape. The Ninth Army leader shook his head. In the second wave of terrifying space storms and matter explosions, facing such explosions, even normal Undyings would die. Even if they hid within the battleships, just the terrifying shockwaves alone would cause all the universe-level warriors within to crumble and die immediately. And even though the domain lords were heavily injured, their life cores weren't destroyed, they were only heavily injured. 30 interstellar battleships, all escaping through the universe, they didn't attract any pursuit. I reckon that the mother nest of the bug race is mainly after us, the leaders. Calculated. 30 interstellar battleships, the survivors are 28 Undyings, 1923 sector lords, 5,990 domain lords, 0 universe-level warriors. The Ninth Army leader's face was ashen, reporting the numbers. This number made LuoFeng silent for a while. The casualties were heavy. 30 interstellar battleships, there were originally 30 Undyings, 3,000 sector lords, 30,000 domain lords and 300,000 universe-level warriors. However, after this attack, all the universe warriors, after a few waves of attacks, they all died. Even those hiding within the interstellar battleships, due to the terrifying space storms and matter explosions, they all died. Sector lords, because the hunting targets were rarely sector lords, they didn't even need to move out. Hence, other than a few leading the teams, most of the sector lords stayed within the battleships, hence only half remained. As most of the domain lords led their teams out to hunt, hence only about a fifth of them died. Universe levels dead. How did 2 Undyings die? Dylan asked from the side. According to the survivors, because when the 30 interstellar battleships were above the capital planet, large amounts of the universe warriors went to hunt, 2 Undyings left the interstellar battleships. The Ninth Army leader sighed. When the mother nest teleported over because we gathered too many warriors here, hence the first thing they did was to attack those 2 Undyings. Everyone nodded. The command center indeed had the most warriors, the Ninth Army leader, the 7 official levels of the Pagoda Squadron, Long Chier, Dylan, the Emperor level Si Fan Chi. This power, even if the mother nest sent out a large army, if both sides clashed head-on, the bug soldiers would have to sacrifice countless lives to kill them all. Hence to instantly attack LuoFeng's group, wasn't realistic at all. This mission. LuoFeng smiled bitterly. Ninth Army leader. LuoFeng suddenly thought of the other 70 armies, asking, the other 70 armies of the Ninth Army carried out the mission, what were the results? Please wait a moment. The Ninth Army leader closed his eyes, his consciousness connected to the virtual universe network and contacted the 70th Army. After a while, the Ninth Army leader opened his eyes. The situation is still good. The Ninth Army leader looked at LuoFeng. The other 70th Army's missions haven't had any major problems. LuoFeng let out a sigh of relief. Countless people had died on the capital planet in an instant, even the 300,000 strong army was reduced to less than 10,000 strong. This indeed gave LuoFeng a lot of mental pressure. Especially the originally innocent and peaceful citizens of the capital planet who had all died just like that, it made LuoFeng tremble from the bottom of his heart. If this tragedy happened on Earth, what would happen? This was war. Race war. In the face of race war, especially the true absolute beings of the universe, any one of them had the power to destroy the heavens and Earth. One planet? To these beings, it was simply like a toy to them. I have to become a true absolute warrior. When the time comes, I'll become the upper echelon of the virtual universe company, becoming the true upper echelon of humanity's 1008 universe countries. That way I can truly protect Earth. I can even bring many of the people of Earth into my god country. LuoFeng's mind flashed with many thoughts. Simultaneously he became even more resolute. Humans, because they had many pursuits and goals, they were able to constantly be resolute. The determination within was also a form of willpower. Constantly reflecting on himself and strengthening himself, LuoFeng's willpower would also become stronger and more unshakable. There weren't any major problems? LuoFeng frowned at the Ninth Army leader. You mean there were some small problems? The Ninth Army leader nodded. The other 3 sector lords weren't captured alive? LuoFeng asked. Because the mission required him to kill 4 realm lords with his own hands, and that took up 55% of the mission completion rate, he had only killed 1 realm lord, Ai Fu, and the other 3 were on other planets. Therefore, according to the plan, he had arranged for the 9th Legion to capture the other 3 realm lords alive. The 3 sector lords have already been captured alive. The Ninth Army leader said, the other 90 million targets were scattered across 368 planets. According to the target strength and numbers, the 700,000 strong army was naturally split into 368 groups. LuoFeng nodded. According to the plan, there shouldn't be any problems. The Ninth Army general lowered his head slightly. Special Envoy, I'm very sorry. There was a problem with one of the 368 missions, causing 12 targets to escape from that planet. Oh. LuoFeng frowned. What he feared the most was this kind of situation. According to the mission requirements, the main mission was split into 3 parts. 1 was to kill the 2 Undyings, 2 was to personally kill the 4 sector lords and 3 was to kill the 120 million targets. The target of 120 million was simply too large. Fortunately, they had the support of the entire 9th Army Division, But in the end there were still fish that slipped through the net. There was no doubt that the capital star was dead. So there were only 12 targets left. How did he escape? LuoFeng creased his eyebrows. It's mainly because the killing operations of 368 planets cannot be 100% uniform. The Ninth Army commander explained, and the highest manager of the organization on this planet, Moss, has probably received an urgent message from his comrade on another planet. So he ordered everyone in the organization, including some companies and private groups that can be affected, to leave immediately on spaceships, because there are countless spaceships of all kinds. And back then, they only sent a team of 111 people to deal with this planet. They didn't have interstellar warships to control the skies, so they couldn't stop them in time. In the chaos, they couldn't even confirm which ship the targets were. Even with all their might, they only managed to kill 27 of the 39 targets, with 12 escaping. LuoFeng's expression sunk, ordering, "Chase after these 12 no matter what, we have to kill them. The 120 million target as long as they were on the list. As long as even one of them escaped, the mission would be considered a failure." "Definitely." The Ninth Army leader nodded. "We have to hurry, later I'll ask the Virtual Universe Company's intelligence department to cooperate." LuoFeng frowned. "Of course we can only hope that the group of people escape towards some life planets. As long as the 12 of them went to a life planet, within the Virtual Universe Company's territory, then finding them would be much easier. However, if the 12 of them were scared out of their wits, being overly cautious and hiding in some mineral planet in the universe, purely relying on the universe ship's supplies to sustain themselves, that way who would be able to find them?" "Envoy." The Ninth Army leader consoled, "Leaving the group and living on a lonely planet, they won't be able to take it. As long as they survive a year, my mission will have failed." LuoFeng frowned. "We'll try our best. Also, pass down the order to send the 3 captured world overlords to Red Dawn Star." Red Dawn Planet was also the place where LuoFeng and the Golden Horn Race's Pagoda Squadron would gather and split up. Within a large hall on Red Dawn Planet, LuoFeng, Elder Si Fanchi, Dylan and the Ninth Army leader were all within. "Your Majesty." One of the Undyings of the Ninth Army bowed respectfully to LuoFeng. "The 3 imprisoned sector lords are all in a world I brought with me. Take them out." LuoFeng ordered. "Yes." The silver-gray armored Undying bowed slightly, at the same time looking at the huge empty space in the hall. 3 tall, 3 wide and 3 long dark red chests appeared out of nowhere. The moment they appeared, they charged into the sky. "Umph." The silver-armored Undying snorted softly, his Undying energy emitted and pressed down on the 3 chests. "Your Majesty, these 3 chests are made from E9 grade alloy, the 3 sector lords won't be able to escape." The Undying explained, "However they can fly around randomly. You can leave now." Elder Si Fanchi ordered. "Yes." The Undying bowed and left. Elder Si Fanchi coldly stared at the 3 chests. He easily controlled space and directly trapped the 3 chests. At the same time, a formless Undying energy swiftly opened the 3 alloy chests and 3 world overlords appeared. They were all males. "Howl? Let me go." "Why are you capturing me?" The 3 reacted differently. However, when they felt the powerful energy of the beings before them, confirming that most of them were Undyings, they were all stunned. "It's very simple, I'll give you a chance to live as long as you can defeat me." LuoFeng looked at the 3, "Otherwise only death awaits." "Defeat you?" Geisli, Tamblin, Reed, these 3 sector lords stared in shock at this domain lord level 9 youth. "You are LuoFeng? Genius battles LuoFeng? You said defeat you?" When the 3 saw the group of Undyings, the sector lords who were already filled with despair, heard LuoFeng's words, their fighting spirit was ignited. However, when the battle began, the 100 long and wide space within the hall was turned into a space prison by Elder Si Fanchi. Chi. LuoFeng's fingers were like incomparably sharp claws, forming the shape of a claw and directly piercing through Tamblin's throat. The terrifying claw energy directly burst forth from his fingers, directly shattering the life core within Tamblin's body. Tamblin's eyes, which were still wide open, immediately dimmed. LuoFeng pierced through Tamblin's throat and casually swung his hand. Tamblin's body flew out like a meteor, smashing into the space barrier, shattering his bones and splattering blood everywhere. LuoFeng's eyes were filled with killing intent. His bones were already filled with killing intent, plus he had seen countless people die in this mission, especially the 10 billion normal people on the capital planet that died. This made LuoFeng even angrier. The last one. LuoFeng turned to look. In the distance stood a 2.3 tall and sturdy-looking man with a serious expression. This was the strongest of the 4 sector lords LuoFeng had to kill personally. Sector Lord level 3 Red. Red didn't underestimate him like before. He finally realized, the pinnacle of geniuses in the universe, they could still kill Sector Lord level 1 and 2 at Domain Lord level 9. "Your Majesty LuoFeng, I'm different from them, my strength is stronger than theirs." Red was bound and fell into the space prison, after which he regained his freedom. Also, Red's eyes gleamed. Shio. Without a sound, a spirit attack pierced into LuoFeng's mind. Red's expression changed. The soul attack actually didn't succeed. LuoFeng looked coldly at him, relying on his earth body to deal with a Sector Lord level 3 spirit reader. He didn't have much confidence. Because according to the information, this Sector Lord spirit reader had some comprehension of the origin laws, plus the Sector Lord had his own world, with the world energy suppression. He was a huge threat to LuoFeng. This was also the biggest test the virtual universe company had given him. To prevent himself from failing miserably, LuoFeng had long transformed the Masha clansman into a blade and placed it in his study room. The core was also within the Masha clansman. It was because he had nothing to worry about, hence LuoFeng could truly deal with a Sector Lord level 3 spirit reader. The Void Pagoda's 4th level, along with my powerful willpower and consciousness, I actually succeeded in blocking the Sector Lord level 3 spirit reader's soul attack. That's great. LuoFeng thought, the Void Pagoda was a soul defense technique. Its requirements for spirit energy and origin law comprehension were more stringent. And LuoFeng's origin law comprehension, comparable to a normal Sector Lord pinnacle. LuoFeng's spirit energy amplitude had reached over 3,200. Many Emperor-level Undyings weren't even that strong. This allowed LuoFeng to finally train to the 4th level of the pagoda within these 50 years, and had completely consolidated it. One had to know when Hu Yenbo died he was at the 6th level. The 4th level was already the limit of many Sector Lord pinnacle warriors. This 4th level pagoda protecting the soul, along with the willpower and consciousness strengthening, it made the pagoda's defense even stronger. Naturally it withstood the attack. You are stronger than them, hence, it's worth me using the Nanshin armament. LuoFeng looked at Red, a dark golden long rod appeared behind him. Looking at the space prison LuoFeng and Red's battle, the two of them, one was a world formed from the internal world projection, the other was a blade world formed from the Nanshin armament and the origin laws. The two worlds clashed, their strengths clashing time and time again. What power, a domain lord level 9 can actually kill a sector lord level 3, and this sector lord level 3 isn't like before, he's a spirit reader with high comprehension of the origin laws. The golden armored old man Si Fanchi's expression changed. Humanity's absolute geniuses are truly terrifying, no wonder humanity has been so strong for so long in the universe. Elder, should we invite LuoFeng to our race and increase our relationship? A short and sturdy golden horn race member that was like a steel pillar said solemnly. Invite him to our place? Elder Si Fanchi's skin immediately gleamed with a silver light, a smile appeared on his stiff face.